This planet is rotating, the clouds are drifting, and the lit edge is tracking the sun. Now, here's the thing. There is no Skybox doing any of this. It's a real, three-dimensional solar system rendered in a second world and composited behind the game. In this tutorial, I will show you exactly how to build it in Godot. Let's start with what most tutorials reach for, the Skybox. In Godot, that's usually a panorama sky material or a cube map in your world environment. And honestly, for a lot of games that's perfect. It's cheap, it's simple, and it looks great. But the Skybox has hard limits. It's a flat image, infinitely far away. It can't rotate a planet. It can't give you a day and night Terminator that moves. It has no parallax. For a space game where the player is staring out a window for minutes at a time, that stillness reads as fake. So we're going to do something different. We're going to keep an HDRI nebula as the deep background. That part the Skybox is genuinely good at. And then we'll put a real, animated 3D planet and a star in front of it. A hybrid, best of both. Before we touch a single node, here's the whole plan in one picture. Because once you see the shape of it, the rest is just filling in boxes. We have two worlds. World 1 is space, the planets, the star, the nebula. World 2 is the ship, the playable level, the player, the lights inside. We render World 1 into its own off-screen image using a sub-viewport. Then we stick that image behind the game. Two jobs make it convincing. One, the space camera has to rotate exactly with the player's head, so looking around feels right. And two, the planet's atmosphere has to know where the sun is, so its lit side faces the star. Nail this, and your brain stops questioning it. Let's build World 1's container first. This is spaceviewport.tscn. At the top, we have a sub-viewport container. I anchor it to fill the whole screen. Turn on stretch so the viewport matches the window size. And I set mouse filter to ignore. The last one matters. This is a backdrop. It should never hit the player's clicks. Inside it is the sub-viewport itself. And this is where the magic flag lives. Own world 3D, set to true. That gives this viewport its own completely separate 3D world. Nothing leaks between this and the ship. The space scene gets its own environment, its own lighting, no collisions, no fog from the level bleeding in. I also set render target update mode to always, so it keeps rendering every frame, and turn on screen space and anti-aliasing to keep the planet edges clean. Then, inside that viewport, two things. An instance of our space scene, which we'll build in a minute, and a dedicated camera 3D. Notice the camera's far plane is cranked way up to 8000 because our planet and star are physically huge and far away inside this world. And the field of view is set to 50 to match the main game camera. So that's the sandwich, a container that fills the screen, a viewport with its own world, and a camera looking into space. Drop this scene behind your game UI in your level, and you've got a live rendered space backdrop. In this project, it gets used everywhere. The main game, the intro, even the start menu. Right now, our space camera just sits there. If the player turns their head, space won't follow, so the illusion breaks instantly. So we need the backdrop camera to rotate with the player. But, and this is the whole trick, only the rotation, not the position. Here's the full script. It's about 15 lines. Every frame, we grab the main camera from the tree and we copy its basis, which is its rotation, into our backdrop camera. We never touch its position. That's what makes space feel infinitely far away. You can look in any direction, but walking around the room doesn't move the planet, because moving the camera's position does nothing. Exactly like in real life, you can't walk meaningfully closer to the moon. Now, there's a subtle bug hiding here, and it's worth your time. If you just copy the rotation in a normal script, the backdrop lags one frame behind the player's view. You get this horrible swimming, smearing feeling when you turn. Why? Because the mouse look gets applied during input handling, which runs before a normal process function call. If you read the camera too early, you read last frame's rotation. The fix is just one line. Set process priority to a big number, 1000 here. That forces this script to run late in the frame after the player's rotation for this frame is already set. Now you copy the rotation that's actually about to be rendered, and the lag is gone. This is the kind of thing that will cost you an afternoon if you don't know it, so there it is. Now the fun part, the planet itself. Open space.tscn. The planet isn't one object, it's a little stack of spheres, and that layering is what sells it. Layer 1 is the surface. It's just a sphere mesh with a texture, lit by our sunlight. The texture itself is an actual scan of Mars. If you're interested, you can get it at soloSystemScope.com. Layer 2 is clouds. It's a second sphere, very slightly bigger, with its own material and importantly, its own animation player. So the clouds rotate at a different speed than the surface, and you get that slow drift of weather over the world. Layer 3 is where it gets good, the atmosphere shell. This is atmosphere.gd shader, and the render mode is the whole story. It's unshaded, cull front, blend add, and depth draw never. Cull front means we render the inside of the sphere instead of the outside, so it becomes a soft halo around the planet, rather than a solid ball. Blend add makes it glow additively. And then the shader does two things, a Fresnel term for that glowing limb again, and crucially, a sun term. It takes the dot product of the surface position and the sun direction, so the atmosphere only lights up on the side facing the star. That gives you a real Terminator, a day side and a night side on the atmosphere itself. It's maybe 20 lines of shader code, but it's arguably the most important effect. And all of this, surface, clouds, atmosphere, sits under pivot nodes. The planet spins, and the whole thing orbits, driven by animation players on those pivots. It's cheap, loopable, and very easy to tweak. I hope you found this useful. If you did, consider pushing the subscribe button. I will post more tutorials like this one, and it really helps the channel. Also, I'm doing gamedev live on stream every Monday to Thursday on Twitch and YouTube. If you're interested in game development and Godot, come say hi. So, beyond the Skybox. If you want, I can go deeper on that atmosphere shader on its own, or show you how to fake volumetric God rays through the windows with a light shaft shader. Tell me which in the comments, and thank you for watching.